Yo, what's happening guys, and welcome back to a brand new Anarea Battle Royale video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing, will Anarea die like H1Z1 basically? A few bits of information here for you guys. Anarea is going to be releasing more gameplay this month, and I'm also going to be doing a question and answer with them. So if you guys have any questions for the Anarea devs, I know some of those guys check out my videos, so put it in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to ask them, and hopefully in the next week or two I'll have an interview with them for you guys. But in any case guys, I'm not sure what the gameplay is, probably the Anarea trailers and probably some H1Z1. If you guys do enjoy today's video, please drop a like on it. Subscribe if you guys are brand new if you want to see more H1Z1, Anarea and Modern Warfare content on the channel. And without further ado, let's hop straight into the topic. So why did H1Z1 die is probably what we should look at first. Will Anarea die like H1Z1? I'm not going to get into a long drawn out story about why H1Z1 died. I'm sure if you've seen some of my older H1Z1 content, and even people like Cameron and stuff like that who talked about it, I can put it down to a couple of things. Number 1, the combat update. Number 2, the developers not reverting the combat update. Number 3, not advertising the game properly. Number 4, not dealing with cheaters. And then let's say for number 5, like bad performance, bugs, all that kind of mess. So for me, these are the main things that Anarea needs to avoid. I've got a good feeling about a couple of these points, and I think a couple of these points will be a work in progress. So as far as the combat update goes, I think the Anarea developers, as people who played H1Z1 themselves, and as members of the H1Z1 community, I don't think they're going to do something as stupid as the combat update. And if they did make a big mistake that the community really hated, I strongly believe that they would revert it and go back to the gameplay that we like. Like I said guys, keep in mind that these guys experienced this with us. They were H1Z1 players. I don't think they're going to make the same mistakes as the combat update. Actually, I want to throw in another point, streamers. I think H1Z1's recent success can show you that streamers make a huge difference. Will streamers play Anarea Battle Royale? That is going to be a huge thing that will be a make or break in the success of the game. I personally think that they will. I know, for example, myself, Cotton, Cameron are all going to be here making YouTube content for you guys. And I know that people like Stormin, Eric Triceps, and a lot of the biggest H1Z1 pro players and streamers from the past are currently playing H1Z1, and we're currently competing in a tournament this weekend. If we can learn anything from what's happened recently, there's still a community for a game like this. So I think as long as a few streamers are there and a couple of people who make content on it, I think the game can be healthy. Now keeping in mind that H1Z1 yesterday had something like 3.7k players online, solos, duos and fives were all filling up in EU. So if you take that, that's 450 players in total there. Realistically, Anarea is only going to have 60 player lobbies, so if they have over 1k players, the game is going to be healthy and thriving, and as long as there are some streamers and content creators making content, the game can thrive and be healthy. Now, looking at bugs and cheaters and stuff, this is where I can sort of see them running into issues. They do need to get a good anti-cheat off the bat, because to be honest with you, H1Z1's anti-cheat was absolutely pathetic. Now, I know it's an issue that every game developer deals with, even Fortnite and Apex Legends under the hoods of EA and Epic deal with this kind of stuff. It is always a work in progress. If Anarea can stamp that down, do proper IP bans, and have a really good anti-cheat system from the get-go, believe me, that will go a long way. Now, thinking about bugs, I think because the game is coming out in March as an alpha, there's going to be bugs, there's going to be a few things that aren't quite right. So hopefully they can get them stamped and squashed out pretty quickly, as long as they're consistent and work on it. I think that is going to be something that's huge for them. In 2020, not many people want to play a buggy game, and for the success and growth of Anarea, I think that is really important. Another thing that is worth keeping in mind with Anarea is that this is not Daybreak Games. I think Daybreak themselves are just a terrible publisher. I think it's been shown on so many different occasions. They've had some really great developers and people who really care about the community like Game Dev Cardo, but actually Daybreak, they're run by investors, and they're really just looking at the bottom line. These guys are making this game out of passion, and the trailer that you guys have seen already, it's from about 8 or 9 months of development. The game has come a long way in such a short space of time. I think also the graphics and stuff in the game look really better. I think the game has really nice graphics and a really nice theme to it. It's got a bit more of a realistic, unique approach, whereas I feel like with H1Z1 everything was very cut and paste. Something that is unique about Anarea is how small the map is. It's supposed to be about the size of Pleasant Valley, so I think that is about 4x4 squares or something like that. It's going to be a much smaller map, 60 players on a small map. It's going to be really fun. People will be in and out of lobbies really quickly. It should hopefully make for an exciting experience, and I think that will go a long way in obviously keeping lobbies filling up, and it allows them to make more small maps in the future, so hopefully that should be what they do for content. If they just keep making new maps, hopefully they make some bigger maps. That would be awesome. If they could somehow get a 100 player map I think that would be a really cool project for them to do in the future, but obviously they have their vision of making it a small game, and kind of like the dynamic safe zones from Z1 Battle Royale. I think that's kind of the idea that they're going for, you know, with about 50 or 60 players. You don't have to traverse too much. There aren't going to be too many vehicles from what I can see. Yeah, hopefully it should just be a fun game with fun mechanics. Now the last thing I want to cover is the game's going to be going free to play sometime in the third quarter of 2020. I would love the game to go free to play beforehand, because I think we all know at this point how important free to play is, and also want to talk about console here as well. Going free to play, it really blows up games. I mean, if you have a look at Fortnite, Apex Legends, those both came out free to play, and they're to this day the two biggest battle royale games. You can maybe throw in PUBG in there. Those are the three best games. Two of them are free and one of them is $20. I think Anarea's pre-orders start at about $16 or something like that. So having a low price game, it's definitely good. And that is one of the things that will actually help them combat cheaters. The reason that they are going for that kind of structure, first of all, is because they are a small team. They're not run by a big company, but I think it is absolutely imperative to go free to play as soon as possible, and also to bring the game to console in a good state. I think we've witnessed from things like, for example, PUBG, and especially H1Z1 on the PlayStation 4, and more recently actually Royale. Those games actually get a lot of players on PlayStation, you know, even if they're not doing so well on PC. Whenever H1Z1 Battle Royale came out on PlayStation 4, the PC game had only less than 1,000 players online tops per day. The game was in a pretty dire state and wasn't getting any updates because obviously they were developing the PlayStation game. H1Z1 free to play on PlayStation 4 had like 15 million downloads, and to this day is still pretty popular. You don't really see it a lot on Twitch and YouTube because it's not really the hype game, but whenever that game first came out, it was really popular. You guys will have seen some of my older videos. They were getting 100k each, some of them got up to 400k. There was an insane community for that game, and I think going to console, especially with the PlayStation 5 coming out and the Xbox 2 or the Xbox X or whatever it's called, I think going to console sooner or later is a huge move that they should make. There actually has been a rumour that Xbox will be allowing us to install applications like Steam on the Xbox, so if that is the case, people will actually be able to plug and play. And from what I've seen, there actually is controller support in the game, so that could be something that they could potentially look at. And obviously with a better console, you will have better performance. But I think if they can get it out to PS4 and Xbox One in the meantime, that would go a long way in the game's success. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below, do you guys think Anarea will be successful? I think if you have a look at H1Z1 and what's happening right now, if a couple of streamers hop on board and the community gets behind it, it 100% can be successful. And hopefully the Anarea developers can have a look at H1Z1 and say, look, this is what we can do. The community is there, let's make the most out of it. They just need to make the right choices, and it needs to be happening at the right time. I think all of this hype for H1Z1 now is the perfect storm for Anarea to come out in March and hopefully be a really good game that we all enjoy. So finally guys, just to finish out the video, I'm going to have a look at the roadmap, and I'll leave a link to this in the description down below. You guys can check it out if you guys want to pre-order. I'll leave a link to their Discord, their website, where you guys can order, and the Trello page to give you guys an idea of what is going on with Anarea. Once again, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comment section, and I will ask the questions for you guys. I'm not going to go through it all, but there are a couple of interesting things here. The spawning system looks like it's going to be like Ring of Elysium, so you'll basically select a point on the map and randomly spawn in. It doesn't look like it's going to be parachuting. There's going to be a thing in the game called a tactical consumable, which is a provisional name. The tactical consumables can only be used via the inventory and will be limited in slots. They do not directly modify the game values like movement speed, weapon damages, etc., but will instead evolve them in many different ways. So that's really interesting. I'm not sure what that could possibly mean. It says it doesn't affect movement speed, weapon damages, or the core mechanics, but somehow evolves them. Let me know if you guys have any interesting ideas for that. My first thought is that it would make you run faster, or maybe it'll give you like some kind of health boost or something like that. It could replace the makeshift armor. Let me know what you guys think those consumables could be. They're looking at adding a gas zone, which will be dynamic and competitive gameplay. They're looking at adding a compass, just like H1Z1. And for the March 2020 release here, it's going to include the following: a male character, a female character, badge rewards, their obviously level design, military. This is the stuff that they're working on for the release. The military weapon crate content, which I think the skins will be tradable. I'm not 100% sure on that one. There are going to be some vehicles, maybe like bikes and stuff like that. Spectator view after death, kill feed. They're looking at optimizing the map, airdrops with consumables, experience and leveling system. They're looking at solo matchmaking, so I hope they go straight up to solo and forget about duos and squads for the time being, just to keep the player base pretty tight. They're looking at a new advanced lighting system, so the lighting will be improved from the trailer. And there'll also be a training zone, something like Combat Zone. For Quarter 2, the beta release, they're looking at a ping system just like Apex, an advanced compass, a ranking system, competitive servers, a special market with tradable skins, custom crosshairs, emotes, report and reputation system. So the reputation system could be like, if you're a trash talker, you'll get a bad reputation, which is a really interesting one. Partial destruction system, so that could mean that you can like destroy cars, destroy cover, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like in H1Z1 how you can blow up explosive barrels. I think something along those lines is what they're looking at. Or in PUBG how you can basically crash through hay bales and do that kind of stuff. And there's going to be stats in Quarter 2 with win percentage and all that kind of stuff. And Quarter 4, which will be the final release, they will make more announcements soon. But they're looking at a combat pass, which I suppose would be like a battle pass type thing, which I think they should try to introduce a bit sooner. A clan system, which I think could be a really cool idea. You could actually start a clan with people. Monthly tournaments with cash prize open for all players. And you know, they've got a community idea playlist here where they talked about a survival game mode, which I think would be insane. Something like Just Survive on Anarea. Skin presets. You can create your own customized presets, save and load them at any time. So if there's a particular outfit that you like, you can load it up anytime you want. Proximity chat, all our funny game modes like arcade modes, a revive system, which I'm happy to see. I know a lot of H1Z1 players don't like it, but I think a revive system is just a must in Battle Royale in 2020. I think H1's a little bit in the past on that one. And yeah, that's basically everything that's on the roadmap, guys. In my personal opinion, I think this game can be great. I think we just have to get behind it. Be positive, be patient, don't be toxic to the developers, and you know, give them feedback. I think that's all we can do. Final release is in Quarter 4, free to play. If the game is successful off the get-go, they might even go free to play in, you know, the earlier months. So I think that could be really great for the game. Keeping in mind that PUBG's been out for years now and it still hasn't went free to play, you know, it isn't the end of the world, but obviously that will be a huge help. But yeah guys, as any more information comes out about Anarea, I will be covering it on the channel. Make sure you guys have your notifications turned on. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and please comment down below what you'd like me to ask the Anarea devs. But that's it guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been King. Guys, check out my Twitch. I'm now streaming on Twitch, link in the description down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.